All right, so this is the second part of the fortune is in the follow-up with workshops. It deserves its own special video because this process, this strategy can easily help you increase your income by $100,000 per year. It helped me do that. I've done the math on that. I know this. And that strategy, that part of the post workshop processes is setting up external talks and creating referral partner relationships from the people who register for your workshops. So in the last video, I used the example of if your target market is children with neurodevelopmental challenges. Now, this was target market of mine. And this will apply to other target markets as well. So think about your target market and who are the influencers who you want to actually attract to these workshops. So for me, it was educators and other providers. Right? These are the people who would be great partners to set up external talks and create referral relationships. So who are those people for you? Right? Think about who are those people, and you absolutely want those people at your workshops. Now, I want to share this piece because I've often encountered clients who, for the same target market I'm describing, would be turned off if they had a lot of teachers or if they had other providers in the room because they're so focused on the immediate gratification of new patients in that moment. Now, those people can certainly also take part in your services if you have services that could be, take helping those people as well. So number one, you should ask yourself, could I also be serving those people? But the bigger question to be asking is how can I create relationships that lead to long-term sustainability and success and maximize, you know, at a large degree my return on investment with these workshops. So let's break it down. With the leads that come to your workshops, you can reasonably and very, very conservatively get 1% of those people to help you set up external speaking opportunities. And with a minimum of every 3 workshops, you should be able to set up one external speaking opportunity. Now, the key in all this is intentionality and understanding why these people register for your workshop in the first place. So when you're looking at their reasons for wanting to attend, they will say who they are. If they don't have the problem of that target market, they will say, oh, I help people with this problem, or I am a teacher, or whatever it is. And so look for that number one and tag those people accordingly. Put them in a special sheet where you can monitor those leads. Now, when they show up to your class, when they show up to your workshop, really highlight those people. Thank them for being there, right? Make them rock stars. Thank them for, hey, you took, I love when teachers and other providers are here. You guys took time out of your busy schedules to be here as well tonight because you want to help even more kids and families, right? So really highlight them in the class, talk about how great they are in the work they do, because that just pumps them up and helps build rapport, right? We talk about rapport, trust, and credibility. Well, you want to do the same with these people. Now, these people naturally, if you're presenting in a way that doesn't attack them or what they're doing, and you shouldn't be, then and you create this philosophy of it takes a village, for whatever it is you're talking about, so that you need these other people in the room as well, right? Unless they're directly, you know, competitive with you, where they do something exactly the same, then maybe don't highlight them as much, right? But for the other people likely aren't doing the same thing that you're doing, so great opportunity to pump them up. Now, at the end of the workshop, go up to those people as soon as you can and start building more rapport and set the stage for the external speaking opportunity. So with a teacher, I would walk up to them and say, "Hey, thank you so much for coming tonight. Really appreciate when educators come on out to learn more to help the kids." And they'll usually say how great the talk was and be excited and say, I don't know if you realize this, but I actually speak at school in services, district meetings, that sort of thing. Do you think this type of information would be valuable for the teachers at your school and at your district? And they're going to say, Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. So I'm curious. Do you know who would be the person that I talk to help set that up? And a lot of times that's a vice principal or whoever. So do some research already. Start to understand your target market. Who sets up these talks for your target market? Because most likely they do. There's talks at schools, work, churches, all kinds of support groups, meetups, all these different things. They're always looking for guest speakers. So now go to that. Now the next step is they say, oh yeah, so and so does that. Hey, do you think you could do me a favor? Because I know that it's always better to have a nice warm introduction. Do you think you could connect me with so and so and so that we could help expedite this and get that set up? Right. So you just have to coach them and guide them on how to do this instead of just leaving it to chance. So it's just a very direct, intentional process to get them to do it, and then leaving it with the hey, thank you so much. I'll check in next week and just kind of see where we're at in that and how I can further expedite that. How's that sound? Right. And so that works really, really well. Now with providers, going up to them, thanking them for being there. Or if it's other businesses that are complimentary, going up to them, thank them for being there. Say, hey, I'd love to learn. Thanks for coming out and learning more about my business. I'd love to learn more about your practice or your business, and um, so I can, because we help so many people in this same target market, and I don't do what you're doing. I'd love to have a great referral source for that. Is that something that we could set up for next week? And of course, they're going to say yes to that. People want others to be interested in them and their business and increase their business, and so they're going to say yes. You go, you learn more. It's about connections, relationship building, rapport, trust, and credibility, and creating these relationships. I'll just share. I'll leave with this story, just to highlight the power and the value of that, because so often we focus on the immediate gratification of that one workshop, right? What happened that night, and we leave out all the other people, all the other relationships, all the people that could be getting you into bigger relationships, bigger places, more opportunities. So I had a therapist come to one of my workshops. I used that approach. I showed up at his practice, and he was in a multidisciplinary practice. I talked to the director. They invited me to speak at their monthly training. Right? People do all these different. They do these things. There's all these different opportunities for you that you're not capitalizing on because you're not asking and you're not creating connections and relationships with the key people that you should be. And workshops are bringing them to you. They get to hear all about you for an hour, and if they still want to be friends with you or learn more about you or have a relationship, that tells you that they like what you had to say, right? And they like what you've built the rapport, trust, and credibility if they now want you to come speak in front of their group or meet their teams. So I went and did that, and 2 weeks later, I was invited to come into their practice and do evaluations there with their people, right? They invited all their people to come in, have evaluations with me, and 10 years later, there's still patients under care in that, from that one, event. I don't even know what the dollar value is, but I can tell you without a doubt that that helped transform lots of lives and created a long referral relationship with that one event, just because I decided to follow up and to create relationships with the people that already said that they were interested. So make sure you apply these strategies to your workshop systems, because it will absolutely 10x your ROI, and you'll be very happy you did. All right, stay tuned for next video.